All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, it is only 8 days to Tinubu's 1 year in office celebration, and all the government agencies and parastatals are warming up with their own lies. Any agency that does not say that this administration has been fantastic will be in trouble. The director general or executive secretary of that agency will be removed immediately, and the allowances of the staff may even stop. Therefore, everybody is warming up to tell his or her own lies. SSS were the first to test the microphone. They came out and said security in Abuja has improved in the 1 year of Tinubu. And everyone living in Abuja knows that the FCT has never been this insecure. When nighttime robberies and kidnappings became too much towards the end of last year, residents of Abuja imposed curfews on themselves. You hear people say things like, once it is 7 p.m., I know they come out again. Oh. When criminals saw that people were no longer nocturnal, they began attacking in broad daylight. The FCT has recorded countless number of attacks that took place in broad daylight. But the SSS said security has greatly improved under Tinubu. And there is something about these bandits, kidnappers, Boko Haram, call it what you may. Once you try to downplay their presence, either in error or for propaganda's sake, they will prove their presence to you. And as we speak, big men in Abuja are fleeing the city. In fact, they began fleeing since Saturday when they heard of the heavy presence of bandits and kidnappers in Abuja. According to reports, these criminals will begin ransacking hotels from this weekend to kidnap politicians who came for Tinubu's 1 year in office celebration in the same city where SSS said security has improved. And to confirm their presence, bandits stormed Dawaki's opposite Gwarimpa in Abuja, and they kidnapped 20 people. Before I show you how it happened and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this shameful video of retired police officers protesting their unpaid pensions. See the video. You saw that. Very shameful. After serving the country for 35 years, you have to gather yourselves and begin to protest to receive your pensions. But when people rise up to fight against bad governance, it is this same police that will come out and begin to beat people up, to tear gas them and shoot them. When it is time for elections, it is still police that evil politicians will use to rig. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet by Shegun says they should chase all of them away. They don't have the right to protest. Shegun is obviously angry with the way the police behaves. And this tweet by Narrate says, yet the 7 officers will still be used as an agent of oppression when the masses want to make a change. What goes around comes around. That is it. Bad leadership will touch everybody. If you encourage it, it will come back to you. And this tweet by Oluwatobi says, some of them helped rig elections while in service. Laugh out loud. Well, let's fix up, Nigerians. Let's do better. And this tweet here says, criminals everywhere. Why would you want to join police force when the ones who served the country ain't paid what is their rightful funds? That is it. Everything about the APC government discourages Nigerians. Imagine a kid of 10, 11 years old seeing this. What is he going to think about his country? And imagine being owed salaries or pensions in this present economy. Just imagine. And only God knows if they will be paid anytime soon, because this government is only interested in taking. They don't give. CBN just dealt Nigerians a mortal blow, a very devastating blow. But before we talk about that, let's take the next update, which is the bandit attack on the FCT. Look at how the papers reported it. Bandits in military uniform abduct 20 Abuja residents. Bandits dressed in military attire have abducted about 20 people in Dawaki community in the Federal Capital Territory. Daily Trust reports that witnesses described the incident as yet another troubling attack by bandits on the FCT. Tagged the biggest organized single settlement in Nigeria, Dawaki is a densely populated area strategically situated along the Abuja-Kubwa Expressway opposite Gwarimpa Estate in the FCT. It was discovered that the invaders broke into Dawaki at about 7:30 p.m. on Sunday with weapons of different kinds and raided the place till about 8:30 p.m. The incident occurred shortly after kidnappers were reported to have invaded Shagari quarters in Day, a location about 5 kilometers away on the same Abuja-Kubwa Expressway, and abducted the family of a customs officer. One of the residents of Dawaki, Hosea Cristova, stated that the bandits abducted 17 residents from 3 houses and a street on Fulani Junction. However, he disclosed that 5 of the abductees fled while being taken towards a mountain located on the outskirts of the area. This is the same place that the SSS says security has greatly improved. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Olamilekan says, "These are the ones that make it to the news. Imagine the ones that we didn't hear about. Nothing seems to be working here. Chai." And this tweet here says, "SSS says security improved for Abuja under Tinubu 1 year. Wait oh, SSS don't join the misinformation department of Ajuri in Gelale. Abina other Abuja way from Niger. This kidnapping for happen, so I wonder, my sister. If you ask me, who I go ask?" And this funny tweet here says, "Why can't they go straight to the villa and do the needful in there than hurting the poor people?" And Anastasia says, "Wake up to bad news each day from this country called Nigeria. Abuja has become totally unsafe." That is it, but the SSS wants people to believe otherwise. And Francis Friday says, "DSS praise Abuja security and bandit abduct 20 in the same Abuja. Who is fooling who?" My brother, if you ask me, who I go ask? Now, let us look at what CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso did that has set the internet ablaze. Cardoso has once again increased the interest rates in Nigeria. He said it is his own method of tackling inflation. But he has done this like almost 4 times and the inflation keeps getting worse. Yet, he keeps doing it. I'll tell you how this affects Nigerians, but first, let's take the report. Breaking: Central Bank of Nigeria raises interest rate to 26.25% amid rising inflation. The Central Bank of Nigeria has raised the interest rate by 150 basis points to 26.25%. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Apex Bank increased the benchmark interest rate to 26.25% on Tuesday. This was disclosed by the governor of the CBN, Yemi Cardoso, who doubles as the chairman of the MPC at the end of the 295th MPC meeting held in Abuja. At the March MPC meeting, the benchmark rate had been increased by 200 basis points from 22.75% to 24.75%. The MPC has maintained a hawkish stance since it resumed meetings this year in a bid to tackle Nigeria's persistent inflation. As of April, Nigeria's inflation rate had risen to 33.69%. A number of analysts have projected a rate hike, while some suggested that the Apex Bank may consider a hold stance as the growth rate of inflation moderated month to month. Now, this whole idea of increasing interest rates is to discourage borrowing. He feels that when the interest rates are higher, people will borrow less. And when people borrow less, they will have lower purchasing power. And when purchasing power drops, demand will reduce and prices will fall with lower demands. But Mr. Cardoso, I don't think it is right to reduce the purchasing power of Nigerians this period. People are just trying to survive. People are just trying to eat. They are not buying cars and yachts and airplanes like yourself. It is food that people are trying to eat. Most Nigerians are just struggling to survive. I know you don't understand that, but that is the situation. You cannot understand that from your high horse. Many small businesses in Nigeria live on loans. They survive on borrowing. And now you are trying to destroy their livelihood. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. Here says, widen the tax net and reducing purchasing power. You were promised that, so this should not surprise you. Yes, Tinubu said it in his campaign, to widen the tax net. If you can reduce their purchasing power, that's what Nigerians are seeing now. And this tweet here says, a central bank of a country's interest rate at 26.25%. If this is not criminal, I don't know what else to call it. Not a private bank interest rate. Oh. The whole country has an interest rate of 26%. Absolute madness to anyone borrowing. You will end up dead trying to pay the debt. This is why the rich borrow and don't pay back. That is it. People like Dangote, they borrow, they will never pay back. And truthfully replied by saying Germany's interest rate is just 3.62%. A Germany that provides everything for its citizens. 3.62%, a developed country. Our own is 26%. What you are basically saying is that you don't want ideas of entrepreneurs, to come to life. You don't want people to be able to sponsor their ideas. You want people to die with their talents. That is what you are saying, because you are making borrowing impossible. If people cannot borrow, then how can they be productive? When you have a set of people that don't think about productivity, they don't imagine that people may create things that can change our world. These guys don't imagine that people may have ideas and the lack of funding may just kill it. All they think about is how to increase taxes, so that they can have more money to loot. And that is the truth about career politicians. All their lives have been spent within the corridors of power. So they don't think outside free money. They don't know how to create wealth. And this is what His Excellency Peter Obi keeps talking about. He always says, when you have people in power that believe in wealth without enterprise, this is how the nation will go. And this is how it will continue to go under the APC. I keep saying it. There is no light at the end of this APC tunnel. They've gone ahead to increase interest rates again. Before you know it, import duties will increase. This is how Nigerians will continue to suffer until they put their foot down and say, no, we can no longer take this. And when they are ready to take back their country, they know what to do. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't